Greetings Chads and Chadettes, and welcome to our newest episode of Science Weekly. Today, we will cover the latest and greatest scientific discoveries during the past few weeks. Sit back, relax, pour your favorite beverage, and let's hop into the video. Enjoy! There is a significant health risk posed by a popular compound used in our modern society. For our first story, the European Environment Agency, EEA, has released a concerning report on the widespread presence of bisphenol A, BPA, in Europeans' bodies, highlighting potential health risks associated with this hormone-disrupting chemical commonly used in food packaging. According to a recent study called HBM4EU, which is part of the Horizon 2020 research initiative, BPA was detected in the urine of 92% of adult participants from 11 European countries. The EEA, headquartered in Copenhagen, revealed that the percentage of adults exceeding the recommended maximum BPA levels, as outlined by the European Food Safety Agency, EFSA, varied from 71 to 100% across the 11 countries studied. In a significant move, the EFSA had substantially reduced the recommended daily intake of BPA for consumers, lowering it from 4 millionths of a gram to an extremely minimal 0.2 billionths of a gram. Despite being banned in Europe, the US, and other nations for use in baby bottles a decade ago, BPA is still utilized in the production of plastic for certain food and beverage containers. This means that most people are potentially exposed to BPA when consuming such products. Research has suggested a connection between BPA exposure and various health disorders linked to hormone disruption, including breast cancer and infertility. Notably, France is the sole country that has completely banned BPA. Both the European Union and the United States have imposed restrictions on its use, and have signaled their intention to further reduce its presence. However, there remains a dispute over what constitutes a tolerable daily amount of BPA consumption over a lifetime without endangering human health. The European Medicines Agency, responsible for drug approvals, has challenged the EFSA's new recommended maximum levels, criticizing their methodology and suggesting that caution is warranted, as a causal link between BPA and health issues has not been definitively established in studies involving animals or humans. Nonetheless, the EEA has concluded that people's exposure to BPA is exceeding acceptable health safety levels based on updated research data, presenting a potential health risk to millions of individuals. The study measured levels of bisphenol A, S, and F in the urine of 2,756 people across the 11 countries from 2014 to 2020. Always aim for non-plastic packaging when you can, Nons. It is the only way to keep ourselves healthy. For our second story, a liquid computer made of DNA. As strange as that may sound, for millennia, deoxyribonucleic acid, DNA, has functioned as nature's instruction manual for life, offering blueprints not only for a vast array of chemical structures, but also a means of orchestrating their production. In recent years, engineers have ventured into a new realm of possibilities for this remarkable molecule, using it as the foundation for biological computing. However, despite 3 decades since the creation of the first prototype, most DNA computers have struggled to handle more than a few specialized algorithms. A team of researchers from China has now introduced a groundbreaking development, a DNA integrated circuit, DIC, with extraordinary versatility. The gates of their liquid computer can assemble a staggering 100 billion circuits, each capable of executing its own program. DNA computing holds the potential to usher in machines with dramatically increased processing speeds and capabilities. Similar to the realm of quantum computing, there are multiple avenues to explore. In this endeavor, scientists aim to construct something more adaptable than previous attempts, with a broader range of potential applications. In their published paper, the researchers emphasize the importance of programmability and scalability in achieving general-purpose computing. Programmability enables the specification of the device to perform various algorithms, while scalability allows for handling a growing workload through resource additions to the system. To achieve this goal, the team focused on what they termed DNA-based programmable gate arrays, or DPGAs, short DNA segments bound together to form larger structures that could be integrated into various combinations of integrated circuits. These DPGAs were created by blending DNA strands with buffer fluid in test tubes, relying on chemical reactions to establish connections, forming the necessary components for the targeted DICs. Precise modeling was also required to manage input and output signals and execute logic functions, akin to a traditional computer. For larger circuits exceeding the capacity of a single DPGA, they were divided into component parts for construction. Throughout their experiments, the scientists successfully built circuits capable of solving quadratic equations and square roots, among other functions. In the future, these systems could be adapted for applications such as disease diagnosis, according to the researchers. Additionally, the experimental systems exhibited minimal signal attenuation, the gradual weakening of a signal as it travels, a crucial element for the scalability and adaptability of DNA computers. While we are still some distance away from realizing the full potential of DNA computing, recent years have witnessed substantial progress in harnessing this biological storage medium for conventional computing tasks. The ability to integrate large-scale DPGA networks without apparent signal attenuation marks a key step toward general-purpose DNA computing, conclude the researchers, indicating the promising trajectory of this fascinating field. The moon might be a giant clock. Well, not exactly. Between 3.7 and 2.5 billion years ago, the moon was a bustling hub of geological activity, marked by seismic tremors, volcanic eruptions, and outgassing phenomena. What makes this history fascinating is the moon's lack of an atmosphere, which has impeccably preserved the relics of these past events, including dormant volcanoes, lava tubes, and various geological features. Although the moon has remained geologically dormant for billions of years, it still experiences minor seismic events, known as moonquakes, owing to two primary factors: tidal flexing caused by Earth's gravitational influence and temperature fluctuations. These moonquakes, unlike their ancient geological counterparts, are a regular occurrence. The invaluable data on moonquakes has been collected thanks to the Apollo missions, which deployed seismometers on the lunar surface. Recently, a NASA-funded study led by researchers from the California Institute of Technology, Caltech, took a fresh look at this seismic data, employing a machine learning model to reveal intriguing patterns. The study unearthed a remarkable regularity in moonquake occurrences, closely tied to the position of the sun in the lunar sky. Moonquakes seem to coincide with the sun's ascent to its zenith and its gradual descent. In essence, moonquakes act as a sort of lunar alarm clock, potentially holding significance for future lunar missions and settlements. This research, supported by NASA, was spearheaded by Francesco Civillini, a postdoctoral graduate from Caltech, now based at the NASA Marshall Space Flight Center. Collaborating with him were Renee Weber, a planetary scientist at the Marshall Space Flight Center, and Alan Husker, a geophysics research professor at Caltech's Division of Geological and Planetary Sciences. Moonquakes, unlike the lunar interior's tidal flexing, originate from temperature fluctuations in the moon's crust, aptly termed thermal quakes. The moon's airless environment means it doesn't retain heat from the sun, nor does sunlight gradually warm its surface. Consequently, the lunar crust undergoes rapid expansion and contraction, resulting in these small seismic events. The Apollo 17 mission in 1972 planted seismometers on the moon, collecting data over 8 months, from October 1976 to May 1977. This data, largely untouched until now, was reanalyzed by Civillini's team using a machine learning model. Their analysis unveiled the precise regularity of afternoon thermal quakes as the lunar surface rapidly cools when the sun descends from its zenith. Intriguingly, the model also detected morning quakes with distinct seismic signatures. Upon closer examination, it was revealed that the morning tremors originated just a few hundred meters from the seismometers, emanating from the Apollo 17 lunar lander itself. Each lunar morning, as sunlight reached the lander, its surface would expand, causing ground vibrations detected by the seismic array. While these thermal quakes are too faint to be felt by lunar inhabitants, the findings hold potential significance for future lunar missions, including NASA's Artemis program. They offer crucial insights that can influence the design of lunar landers and equipment, and even the layout of future lunar bases. Furthermore, seismic activity serves as a valuable tool for exploring celestial bodies' interiors, aiding in the understanding of their structures and the potential detection of materials like underground water ice. As Husker noted, we will hopefully be able to map out the subsurface cratering and to look for deposits. Despite the absence of plate tectonics and volcanic activity on the moon, scientists remain inquisitive about its internal structure. Understanding this lunar realm better will guide future experiments and missions to address pertinent questions, making the Moon a unique laboratory for celestial body investigation. And for our last story, we will look at a fireball. The European Space Agency, ESA, recently shared striking images of its Aeolus satellite's controlled descent into Earth's atmosphere at a staggering speed of 16,700 miles per hour, culminating in a fiery demise. Launched into space in 2018, Aeolus was a groundbreaking satellite equipped with powerful laser technology designed for global-scale wind observation. During its impressive 5-year mission, Aeolus made significant contributions to weather forecasting and climate modeling, enhancing our understanding of atmospheric dynamics, according to ESA. However, in July, Aeolus reached the end of its operational life and transitioned from an advanced satellite to space debris. Typically, when satellites near the end of their usefulness, they re-enter Earth's atmosphere, burning up upon re-entry. This is a standard process, as explained by NASA. In the case of Aeolus, ESA decided to conduct a unique re-entry maneuver known as an assisted re-entry. This maneuver involved a series of deorbiting actions, gradually bringing the satellite closer to Earth while it remained in orbit. This approach allowed ESA to precisely map the satellite's re-entry trajectory, reducing the risk of any surviving debris landing in populated areas. Ultimately, ESA calculated that Aeolus would re-enter and disintegrate over Antarctica, a remote region far from human habitation. Approximately 80% of the satellite burned up upon re-entry, with 20% of it surviving the process, as reported by Space.com. The increase in the number of active satellites in orbit, from just under 1,000 in 2010 to over 6,000 in 2022, has heightened the risk of satellite collisions and space debris potentially reaching inhabited areas. While no severe harm has been caused by space debris to date, the risk is escalating as satellite traffic intensifies and defunct satellites continue to orbit without active guidance from Earth. In light of these challenges, ESA is committed to adopting more cautious practices concerning space debris management, recognizing the importance of space mission safety. Aeolus's assisted re-entry serves as a prime example of sustainable spaceflight and responsible satellite operations, showcasing ESA's dedication to mitigating risks associated with space activities. Tommaso Parinello, the Aeolus mission manager, underlined this commitment, stating, "With Aeolus, in a remarkable example of sustainable spaceflight and responsible operations, we stayed with the mission for as long as we could, guiding its return as much as it was possible to do." That's all she wrote, folks. Tune in next time when we will cover more news stories in a similar manner. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our future uploads. Thanks for watching.